Welcome to today's Explainer. If you really think about it, we're all basically living at the bottom of this unseen ocean of air. It's a fluid environment that's constantly moving, swirling, and interacting with literally everything it touches. And most of the time, we don't even notice it. But occasionally, this invisible fluid reveals a hidden, rhythmic power that is honestly just as beautiful as it is terrifying. So today, we're going to make the invisible visible. We're going to uncover the highly structured physics behind an everyday mystery that can, quite literally, shake the world around us.
Picture this. You're walking outside on a really blustery afternoon. Have you ever stood near, say, telephone wires or power lines and heard this distinct, almost musical humming or singing sound coming from them? It's a super relatable, everyday mystery. I mean, most of us just shrug and chalk it up to the wind blowing, right? But that singing sound isn't just some random wind noise. No way. It's actually the acoustic signature of a highly structured, perfectly timed physics phenomenon happening right in front of your eyes.
Okay, let's dive into this. That sound is invisible fluid dynamics in action. And here's the crazy part. This exact same invisible phenomenon is what makes smoke from a chimney suddenly zigzag up into the sky instead of just flowing in a nice, polite straight line. But it's definitely not just a neat little trick of the wind. When you scale it up, this exact same rhythmic force has the sheer power to produce violent structural oscillations. It famously contributed to the twisting and the ultimate destruction of massive structures like the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
So, to understand this invisible monster, we need to give it its proper scientific name. What we're talking about is a Kármán Vortex street. Named after the brilliant aerospace engineer Theodore von Karman, this is essentially a repeating flow pattern. It's made of alternating, swirling vortices that form right behind a blunt object whenever fluid flows past it. Today, I want us to step into the shoes of a first-year fluid dynamics student and figure this out together. Exactly how does smooth, everyday air suddenly transform into this massive rhythmic force?
All right, let's break down the basic physics of what engineers call boundary layer separation. Step 1. Imagine a perfectly smooth, stable flow of air approaching a blunt, circular cylinder. As the air hits the front of that cylinder, it has to split to go around it, right? Well, the air right up against the surface actually slows down because of friction. Step 2. Because it slows down, it loses the momentum it needs to hug the back curve of the cylinder. So the smooth flow literally separates from the surface. And step 3. This creates this super unstable area of low pressure right behind the object, which causes the separated flow to curl in on itself and form these swirling vortices. But here is the really fascinating part. These vortices, they don't just form all at once. They shed in a highly organized, alternating sequence. A swirling vortex forms on the left side, breaks away, and flows downstream. Then the flow dynamics shift, and a vortex forms on the right side, breaks away, and flows downstream. Left, right, left, right. It's almost like invisible footsteps in the air. And this creates a beautifully complex, repeating wake pattern downstream. That is our street of vortices.
Now you have to remember, these alternating vortices aren't just cool visual anomalies or pretty patterns. They represent actual physical mass and energy. Every single time a vortex curls up and sheds off one side of that cylinder, it fundamentally alters the air pressure on that side. This means the object itself is being physically pushed and pulled in alternating directions, left, right, left, right. This shifting pressure creates a changing periodic force that essentially violently yanks on the object, producing really powerful rhythmic vibrations.
Now, what's really interesting is how we actually study this stuff. Because, well, air is mostly invisible, engineers rely on what is basically the ultimate digital flashlight, Computational Fluid Dynamics, or CFD. This is incredibly advanced simulation software that calculates the complex physics of fluid flow millions of times over. By using CFD, we can take this completely invisible phenomenon and turn it into a vivid, animated simulation. It lets us see exactly how these hidden rhythms operate in real time.
So how exactly do engineers set up these simulations to identify those critical shedding frequencies? It's a pretty precise 4-step process. First up, we create a simple 2D geometry. Literally just a circle in a digital wind tunnel is enough to replicate the core physics here. Second is meshing. We break the space around the cylinder into thousands of tiny grids. This is the part that usually makes your computer sound like a jet engine, but it's crucial to accurately capture that boundary layer separation. Third, we set the boundary conditions, which is just telling the computer the air enters at a constant speed. And fourth, and this is absolutely vital, we run a transient simulation. We don't just calculate one static moment in time, we step forward millisecond by millisecond, because this flow is continuously and rhythmically changing.
Now, to actually trigger this specific instability in our simulation, the flow has to be just right. And this brings us to the Reynolds number. It's a fundamental mathematical concept in fluid dynamics that basically compares the inertial forces of a fluid against its viscous or sticky forces. See, vortex shedding doesn't just happen at any random speed. It specifically and naturally appears at moderate Reynolds numbers. If the flow is too slow, it's completely smooth. If it's too fast, the wake becomes this chaotic, unreadable mess. But right in that moderate Goldilocks zone, that's where this beautiful alternating street emerges.
When we put this CFD data in motion, the results are honestly mesmerizing. You can visually see the fluctuating pressure contours. You watch the colors shift dynamically from high to low pressure as those vortices detach from the object's surface. Think about it. What started as a perfectly steady, uniform stream of air entering the simulation has been transformed into a highly dynamic, totally unsteady wake, simply by putting a single blunt object in its path.
And we can actually connect these visual flow structures right directly to physical forces. In CFD, we can plot the lift force acting on the cylinder over time. Because the vortices shed in that alternating left-right pattern, the lift force on the cylinder goes up, then down, then up, then down. The physical force forms a perfect sinusoidal wave. It oscillates flawlessly in time with the vortex shedding.
Okay, as first-year engineering students, we need a practical way to predict exactly how fast that oscillation is going to happen, right? We can't run a massive supercomputer simulation every single time. Enter the Strouhal equation. It's a wonderfully simple mathematical relationship. Don't worry, I won't make you do the math today, but it connects just three variables: the shedding frequency, which is how fast those vortices are peeling off, the diameter of the blunt object, and the velocity of the fluid. By knowing just how fast the wind is blowing and how wide the object is, engineers can easily calculate the exact rhythm of those invisible vortex pushes.
So, the crucial point here, the thing that keeps engineers up at night, comes down to a terrifying game of matching. On one side, we have our shedding frequency, that periodic push and pull from the wind. On the other side, we have the structural natural frequency. Every physical object, from a 20 guitar string to a massive skyscraper, has a natural rate at which it just inherently wants to vibrate. If the wind speed changes so that the vortex shedding frequency perfectly matches the structure's natural frequency, boom, you get resonance. This is the terrifying climax in engineering, where the vibrations multiply, the swaying gets wildly out of control, and structures can literally tear themselves apart.
And this isn't just some abstract whiteboard theory. It impacts massive engineering systems all across the globe. Scaling out from our digital simulation to the real world, we see highly vulnerable structures everywhere. Tall industrial chimneys are prime targets for wind-induced swaying. Deep underwater, offshore risers for oil rigs face constant vortex-induced vibrations from really strong ocean currents. Up in the sky, the blunt shapes of aircraft landing gear generate vortex shedding that creates deafening aerodynamic noise. Even the drag and wind noise behind your daily commuter vehicle are driven by these exact same wake vortices.
Let's see how this builds, though, because engineers don't just simulate these disasters, they prevent them. If we know a structure might hit that dangerous resonance, how do we fix it? Simple. We modify the geometry to break the vortex formation. If you've ever looked at a really tall industrial chimney and noticed what looks like a spiral staircase or a screw thread wrapped around the top, those are called helical strakes, and they are definitely not for decoration. They're a brilliant design modification specifically placed there to disrupt that smooth boundary layer of air, forcing it to separate chaotically rather than rhythmically. No rhythm means no resonance, and the structure stays perfectly stable.
And this brilliantly illustrates why understanding this invisible rhythm isn't just an academic exercise, it is absolutely critical for our modern world. By simulating the behavior of microscopic, invisible air molecules using computational fluid dynamics, engineers can literally predict structural disasters before a single piece of steel is ever manufactured. They can test different strake designs, alter landing gear shapes, and refine vehicle aerodynamics, all in a digital space. Ultimately, mastering the Kármán Vortex street allows us to design a built environment that is significantly quieter, infinitely safer, and just far more efficient.
It really is quite profound when you step back and think about it. I mean, we started with the most basic elements imaginable: a simple cylinder and invisible, weightless air. Yet, when these two interact, they generate a complex, beautiful, and relentlessly rhythmic flow pattern that possesses the raw, unyielding power to literally shake the world. It's a huge testament to the incredible, hidden forces of fluid dynamics and the immense ingenuity engineers have to use to tame them.
But you know, we've really only just scratched the surface of the unseen fluid forces that shape our reality. Now that you know what's actually happening when the wires hum in the wind, I want to hear from you.
What invisible fluid dynamics phenomenon should we simulate and explore in our next explainer? Drop your ideas and let's keep making the invisible visible.